Ellie had spent countless summers at her grandmother's old Victorian house, surrounded by the scent of lavender and echoes of stories from old. On one drizzly afternoon, curiosity lured her into exploring the dusty corners of the basement, a place she often found oddly enticing yet nerve-wracking. Her heart skipped a beat when she stumbled upon a door she had never seen before, partially obscured by cobwebs and ancient trunks. The door was small and seemed almost part of the wood-paneled basement, camouflaged expertly by the grain of oak that surrounded it. What caught Ellie's eye was a faint glow emitting from the cracks around the door. She hesitated, biting her lip, before deciding to clean the dust off to reveal its entirety. Once clear, she found a peculiar note pinned to it which read, "Only the brave may enter." Her adventurous spirit could not resist the call. With one last glance over her shoulder, she turned the knob which creaked mournfully. The door swung open, revealing a narrow, dimly lit tunnel, the walls of which pulsed with subtle light. It was as though the stones themselves were breathing, emitting promises of magic and secrets untold. Stepping inside, Ellie felt as if she had crossed into a different realm. The air was cooler, laden with earthy scents and whispering winds. Each step forward made her shiver, part anticipation, part fear. The tunnel twisted like a serpent's spine, leading her deeper into the unknown. Her eyes wandered over the walls, where shapes and symbols danced, glowing with otherworldly luminescence. Intrigued, she touched the stones, feeling a pulse that synchronized with her heartbeat. It was as if the tunnel was alive, aware of her presence. Soon, the tunnel opened up into a cavern, grand and vast, filled with bioluminescent flora and fauna. Colors swirled above her, painting the air with shades Ellie had never seen before. A stream ran through the center, whispering secrets as it rushed along. In the heart of the cavern stood a pedestal with a book resting atop it. Drawn to it, Ellie approached and noticed the book's title gleamed in gold, The Chronicles of the Brave. Her name appeared on the page as she opened it, alongside countless others who had dared to answer the door's challenge. In that moment, Ellie understood that the true treasure of the tunnel was the journey itself, a testament to courage and the wonders awaiting those who step beyond the veil of the ordinary. As she retraced her steps back to the basement, the door closed gently behind her, the glow fading but the memory forever etched in her mind, the adventure of a lifetime, hidden right beneath her grandmother's house. Ellie stood in front of an enigmatic doorway labeled the Puzzle Room. With a deep breath, she pushed the door open and stepped inside. The room was a mesmerizing blend of mystery and logic, filled with floating tiles that hovered in a haze of luminescent mist. The walls were etched with cryptic riddles and symbols that danced in the soft glow. Despite the eeriness, Ellie felt a surge of excitement. She loved challenges that tested her wits. The first riddle read, "What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years?" Ellie pondered for a moment, her eyes scanning the room until she whispered triumphantly, "The letter." Instantly, a tile lit up in front of her. Stepping tentatively onto the illuminated tile, Ellie realized the gravity of each choice. Any misstep could send her plummeting into the fluorescent mist swirling below, a fate she was determined to avoid. The next riddle was trickier. "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?" After a moment's contemplation, she guessed an echo, rewarding her with yet another glowing tile. With each riddle she solved, she progressed further into the room, a sequence that required both intellect and bravery. Her pulse raced, yet she remained steady, her movements deliberate and measured. As she reached the final riddle, she felt a wave of anticipation mixed with fear. It was the last, but undoubtedly the hardest. "This thing all things devours, birds, beasts, trees, flowers, gnaws iron. fights steel, grinds hard stones to meal, slays king, ruins town, and beats high mountain down. The words echoed ominously. Ellie closed her eyes, searching her memory for the answer. Then, with a flash of insight, she said, "Time." As soon as the word left her lips, the entire path lit up, leading to the exit. Exhilarated and relieved, Ellie crossed the last tile and opened the door to freedom. The puzzle room had tested her resolve and intellect like never before, but it also gifted her with the confidence to face whatever lay ahead with the same courage and cleverness. At the tunnel's end, young Ellie stood face to face with an astounding sight: a giant owl, its feathers iridescent under the dim torchlight, perched atop a treasure chest. The owl's eyes were like the night sky, deep, mysterious, and wise beyond the ages it had seen. "Stranger," it began in a voice that resonated through the tunnel, "to pass, you must answer my question. What is the greatest treasure of all?" Ellie, a girl of courage and wit, pondered deeply. The question seemed simple, yet she sensed the profoundness lurking beneath. She recalled the stories of old, shared between her and her grandmother by the warm fireside. Stories of heroes and villains where love, bravery, and friendship were treasures beyond gold. The owl watched her patiently, its gaze unyielding, yet not unkind. Ellie reviewed the facets of her life: the laughter shared with friends, the gentle embrace of her family, the compassion she felt for others. Then, like a whisper in the breeze, the answer came to her. With a confident smile, she looked up at the magnificent creature. "Kindness," she declared, voice as steady as the stones around her. "Kindness is the greatest treasure of all." A pause lingered in the air, thick with anticipation. Then, the owl nodded solemnly, a gesture that seemed to shake the very walls of the tunnel with its wisdom and agreement. "Indeed," it said, stepping aside gracefully, allowing Ellie to continue her journey. As she walked past, Ellie couldn't help but glance back at the owl, now almost a silhouette against the dim glow of the treasure chest. She carried the warmth of its words with her. It was as though she had found a treasure more valuable than any jewel or coin hidden within the world's caverns. A treasure that lies not in one's pockets, but in their heart, a testament to the enduring spirit of kinship and compassion. And thus, Ellie continued her journey, leaving behind a world of wonder for another day, yet carrying with her a simple truth, embodied by the silent guardian of the vault. Ellie, a young adventurer with an insatiable curiosity, stumbled upon an ancient chest while exploring the dense woods behind her village. Her heart raced with anticipation, wondering what secrets it might hold. As she pried it open, dust danced in the sunlight, revealing an intricately carved, shimmering golden compass nestled within. Ellie's eyes widened with awe. The compass was more than just a navigational tool. It seemed to hum with a mysterious energy. Legends spoken around the village bonfires told of such enchanted objects, items imbued with the power to guide their possessor to the deepest longings of their heart. "Where would I go?" Ellie whispered, cradling the compass in her hands. Adventure coursed through her veins, and her mind raced with possibilities. The fabled city of gold whispered about in Bedtime Stories, or perhaps the island of eternal youth that her grandfather had always dreamed of visiting. But the compass pointed not to a place on any map. As she concentrated, its needle began to glow warmly, gently tugging her in a direction beyond the physical plane. Curiosity piqued. She closed her eyes and followed its pull, feeling as though she were walking through dreams. Images began to flood her mind, times she had felt happiest, memories with family and friends, the joyful abandon of simpler days. She saw herself laughing with her younger brother by the river, secret meetings with her best friend under the starlit sky. The compass led her not to riches or mythical lands, but to the treasure of her own heart's true desires: love, friendship, and cherished moments. Realizing the profound gift she discovered, Ellie smiled and whispered a silent promise to herself. Pocketing the compass, she returned home, more confident in her path and heart than ever. Ellie understood that while the compass held the power to reveal destinations, the true journey was always about finding where one belongs. As the sun set behind the horizon, she felt a peace envelop her, knowing that with this magical compass, she'd always be guided towards the treasure within herself. The legend was true after all. Some treasures are not found in gold or stone, but in the intangible yearnings of the heart. And with that, Ellie knew her greatest adventure had just begun. In the heart of the Whispering Woods, Ellie, a spirited young girl with a knack for exploration, possessed a unique talent with navigating the unknown. Her prized possession was an ancient compass, rusted with age, but unfaltering in its purpose. The forest, a sprawling puzzle of towering trees and hidden groves, was Ellie's playground, and she invited her friends to partake in the mystery and magic it held. Ellie's friends, a motley crew consisting of Tom, a bookish fellow with a keen eye for detail, Lily, whose laughter could lighten any mood, and Max, an adventurous soul with an infinite store of energy, gathered at the edge of the woods one crisp morning. With the compass in hand, Ellie commanded their attention, teaching them the essence of trust and courage. "This compass," Ellie began, holding it aloft as sunlight danced off its surface, "isn't just about pointing north. It's about finding your way when the path seems lost." Their adventure began with Ellie leading the way. She used the compass not only as a guide, but also as an educational tool. She explained that the needle's waver could signal hidden trails, urging them to pay attention, remain curious, and learn the forest's silent language. Along the way, Ellie wove tales of bravery, sharing stories of explorers who had come before them, and teaching her friends that courage comes from facing the unknown with an open heart. As the day progressed, they encountered a series of challenges: a fallen tree blocking their path, which they deftly climbed, a shallow river they waded through, and a steep incline that tested their endurance. Each obstacle required teamwork, and each victory fostered a deeper bond among the group. The pinnacle of their adventure came when Ellie halted them beside a large oak. "Here," she whispered. Beneath the tree's sprawling roots was a small treasure chest she had found on a previous expedition and decided to save for this exact moment. Ellie shared the contents with her friends, a collection of trinkets, polished stones, and a tiny journal. "These are treasures from the forest," she explained. "Each one tells a story." As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the forest in twilight hues, Ellie looked at her friends, now seasoned adventurers with dirt on their hands and laughter in their eyes. The compass, once just a tool, had transformed their day into a journey of bravery and kindness. Ellie had not only guided them through the forest, but she also instilled in them a spirit of exploration and a love for discovery that they would carry long after the adventure had ended. It was a day of sharing and learning, of paths found and treasures uncovered, all in the heart of the Whispering Woods.